this video, we take a look at the new agent feature of Fusio. We log in to a new Fusio installation and use the Architect agent to build a complete working REST API. We start by creating a new agent connection, which allows us to work with a remote LLM. As type, we use a local Ollama agent, but you can also select different types like ChatGPT or Gemini. We also define the model which should be used. On creation, the connection tries to contact the agent to check whether everything works. Once we have a working connection, we can switch to the agent panel to use the Architect agent. We want to build a Stack Overflow-like app, so we describe our idea in the prompt. The agent thinks like an API architect, which converts your idea into API endpoints. So for best results, you need to describe your idea as precise as possible. In this example, I explain that the user can create questions and other users can provide answers to these questions. Also, it is possible to vote for the best answer, and the answer with the most votes is shown at the top. On send, the Architect agent generates a JSON payload which describes all operations, actions, schemas, and database tables which you need to build your API. We can see a preview of this payload at the right sidebar. At first, we need to select the target database connection where the database schema gets created. We can also take a look at all generated API endpoints. On execution, the Architect agent uses sub-agents to generate the actual logic. At first, it uses the database agent to create the structure. Then it uses the action and schema agent to generate the business logic and schema to describe the JSON payload. In general, Fusio's action concept works perfectly together with an LLM that generates code, since an action is a small function for a very specific task, which is embedded into a solid handcrafted API management system. So even if a specific action does not work, it does not affect your complete system. This generation process may take some time. Now everything was executed and the agent has generated our complete API. We can now inspect all actions which the agent has generated. For example, we can take a look at the action which returns all questions of our API endpoint. We can also preview the complete API at the specification panel. This is the end of our short demo. We have shown how to use the new Architect agent to build a complete API with a simple prompt. If you like our project, feel free to follow us on GitHub.